and gentlemen, getting ready for some football here on a Saturday night. I'm glad to have everybody with us here. We'll see how everything plays out. I love a good old-fashioned dress rehearsal. I did not bring my dress, but I'll definitely rehearsal with somebody if need be. Craig Chapman, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir, I got you.
All right, what about you, Alex Schaefer?
I can hear you.
All right, well, gentlemen, I'm going to let y'all take it away. We're getting ready for the Women's National Football Conference, and this is our dress rehearsal. Whether the Clayton County Spartans and the Dalton Danger know it, I'm getting everything out there here on the social media world. I'm trying to figure a couple things out, and we had a nice little hiccup all of a sudden, so I'm trying to figure that part out across the board. Gentlemen, I'm going to let y'all take it away and enjoy the game. Talk a little bit about the keys of the game here. We'll be here until the game ends. We got 4 camera angles here brought to you by Score 58 Network. We have Alex Schaefer and Craig Chapman on the call. In the studio, we got Cedric and good old-fashioned Maya Barrett dealing with Bo McMichael. And we got Teddy Robinson doing the stats on the back end, which is great. But we got a 4-man, or actually a 5-person crew here at Kiwanis Stadium, live from Forest Park, Georgia. Alex and Craig, take it away. Enjoy yourselves. And I'll bother you here now and then once I figure out the world and figure out what's going on. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, we got Dalton Danger versus the Clayton County Spartans here coming at you from the Kiwanis Stadium. As Bo mentioned, I'm Alex Schaefer, joined by Coach Craig Chapman, and got some semi-pro football action coming at you in just a few minutes here, going to get underway. And, you know, Bo talked about keys of the game early on, and I think for me, one of the keys of this game, Clayton, they had a hard time scoring last week. They ended up winning 6-3, but really had a tough time putting the ball in the end zone and getting points. And I think that's something that as we get deeper into this season, they got to find a way to score points.
Yeah, and I think right now we haven't seen Dalton this year. Just going off of some past, experience with the Danger and what I saw last week with with the Spartans. The Danger used to like to throw it around a lot, and they were an RPO kind of team and would take shots down the field. And Clayton County struggled last week with the deep ball.
Yep.
And they were able to come away victorious because they played great defense inside their own red zone. But if I were Dalton and they're continuing to do the same thing on offense, I would look for a lot of shots early, especially to the right hand or the left hand side of the Clayton County defense, the right hand side of the Dalton offense. That's where the majority of the success took place last week.
Yep.
And so Danger are going to kick off right here.
And we got the Danger in the black, and the Spartans are going to be in the white. Of course, as we mentioned, beautiful Kiwanis Stadium there.
Spartans got to look, they got the all whites on, looking fresh. Great numbers, we can see them. I'm going to try to make sure I get enough stats here so I can do my job.
And I'm just going to sit here and look pretty.
Well, I can never do that because I don't look pretty anyway. The mirror reminds me of that every morning.
Well, I definitely have a face for radio, so that's,
Been a big week, man. You got to do a baseball game this week?
I did. First baseball broadcast since 2019, and set it down. It's like riding a bicycle. You never forget. And
I just want to let you know, y'all were in a much better position than we were because when the sun went behind our dugout, it turned into a refrigerator, buddy. And I was over there literally at the end of the game when I had to go out and work on the field and drive that thing and drag it around. I was quite frosty.
Well, that was like this morning. Or yesterday morning was 40 degrees here, and then when I left the school, it was 80.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was absolutely. We got down to, we're in Peach County. It was quite warm down there.
So here go the Danger kicking things off. Bit of a pooch sky kick down the sideline.
Oh, nice job. Great coverage.
The Spartans will set up shop and start right around the 20-yard line, and we'll get our first look at the Clayton County Spartans offense.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Clayton County. And they hadn't, you talked about them having a hard time getting into the end zone last week. They have really played great complementary football with their defense really contributing to their offense.
Yeah.
But they haven't had a hard time moving the ball. They've had a hard time finishing drives.
Yep.
So last week they threw an interception in the end zone, things like that. Got inside the 10 a couple of times and couldn't score. So, their biggest thing is finishing drives, and I'm sure that's one of the keys to their game. They've been pretty wide open, and as you can tell, they start right here in an empty set.
You can see right there, right just shy of the 20 at the 19.5-ish. Shotgun drop, escapes pressure, but they're eventually going to take him down for the sack.
About a 3-yard loss right there, and that was pressure early. The left tackle didn't get hands on the defensive end, and he was in there in a hurry.
Yeah, quarterback DeQuaz Woodard going down.
Loss of about 2 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12.
Spartans staying empty. Woodard all alone in the backfield.
5-man box, so he's a threat to run.
Motion, a little bit off on the timing on that would slow them down, and so trying to get the edge on the jet, and they do.
Going to be a face mask over there, I think. Great job on comeback block right up there. Going to gain about 7 or 8. Make it 3rd and about 4 right here.
And an excellent job on the perimeter of just staying with it and continuing to stretch, because that one looked like it was dead to rights from the very beginning. A little bit slow on the handoff and disrupted the timing a bit on that jet action, but they just continued to kind of stretch it, and it eventually broke for a nice little gain, and it makes it a 3rd and much more manageable. Staying in empty are the Spartans. Woodard all alone. And we'll see what they have dialed up here on a 3rd and manageable.
To me, this should be quarterback draw.
Quick screen to
they got
the
it
motion.
set up. Really
it's going to
nice.
be a 1st and then some.
Great job right there.
Excellent run after the catch.
That was a great design. They had numbers on that side. It was perfectly matched up. Pass was complete to number 16. Yeah.
Jalen Thompson out of South Atlanta High School.
That was a really nice job. So after the sack on the opening play, a really nice recovery for the Spartans offense right there.
And you got to love that if you're a quarterback, you throw the ball 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage and end up getting 15 on the stat sheet.
That's a great call on that down and distance, though. And by staying in this look, they're making Dalton identify. You'll be able to see the pressure, all that stuff.
And Dalton does show pressure and brings 5. This ball's up in the air, but it's going to fall to the turf.
Looked like that pass was deflected. Trying to see the number. It looked like number 94, but I don't have a 94. It's hard to see Dalton's numbers. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that. But they brought the inside linebacker that time to the trip side in the empty look. So he was trying to get the blitz release, the hot read right there. Just came out quick and low.
Staying in empty are the Spartans. 2nd and 10. Now they motion to a back in the backfield. Heavy pressure coming again.
Same thing. That is beautiful.
Oh, my goodness. And he's going to be caught and taken down right at the 5-yard line, but not before a huge gain. And like you said, Coach, right there, they got it at number 4, Lorenzo Smith.
That was just an RPO, man.
It was, and it was the perfect call for the pressure that they brought. They brought
Absolutely.
6 and got it out right away, split the defenders, and then was straight down the middle of the field And just like that, it's 1st and goal from the 5-yard line, and the Spartans are knocking on the door.
That's the second first down of this drive right here. And, you know, first trip into the score 58 red zone for the Clayton County Spartans. Wonder if this is going to be a hold.
Looked like they were trying to go for a bit of a pick, but of course the offensive coach here sitting to my right would say that's just a little bit of a rub.
Well, they put a flag down, but I haven't seen any indication, and they're doing a lot of talking. And that was just a rub.
No such thing as a pick, right?
I don't understand what you're talking about. It's not in the lexicon of my vernacular. I keep waiting for some kind of sound effect to come in anytime now from the producer.
Well, you know, the fire marshal's probably putting some fire out somewhere.
Oh, so it was a defensive penalty, so they moved it half the distance.
Maybe they did call the pick.
Well, they wouldn't have called it against the defense.
That's true.
So still an empty, my favorite kind of game. Just play it with 5 wide receivers and say, if you want to come get it, and I'll screen you to death.
Now they're going to go under center.
Quarterback sneak. Oh, toss. Oh, what a move. Great rallying defense right there by the danger.
Now when Jalen Thompson once again had the big catch for the first down earlier, that time nothing doing as they get him for a loss of about 3, and it backs it up to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 5.
Correct. And you can see one thing. I know Dalton gave up the big play on the RPO. It was a perfect call, as you said, and they hit it right in the perfect spot. But one thing that jumps out on you right now is the danger speed inside the box.
Yeah.
They get to the edge in a hurry.
Well, we saw it on that jet. They had it dead to rights right at the very beginning, but Clayton staying with it, ended up springing it. This one jump ball caught, and it is Lorenzo Smith once again. He just threw the jump ball and let their man go up and get it. Lorenzo Smith, the 6'1" wide receiver out of Fort Valley State University, goes up the ladder and comes down with that one. And we got first points of the day. The Spartans strike first.
Really nice drive, a big play, set everything up, but, you know, they were able to pick up a 3rd down in that drive. And, you know, winning football is played, you know, by picking up 3rd downs.
Yeah, there's nothing more demoralizing for a defense than having a shot to get off the field and then having to stay on and extending drives that way. And there have been a lot of successful teams, a lot of successful coaches, a lot of successful programs throughout the year that have made their living on converting 3rd downs and keeping drives alive and marching the field. And, you know, it wasn't exactly a march down the field. You know, had the big play, but the extra point is going to be good, and it'll make it 7-0 in favor of the Clayton County Spartans here early in this one.
It's impressive, man. That was an impressive drive. And I'll do what I was asked to do and wait until he puts the drive summary up to recap it. But just an outstanding drive to start it off here by Clayton County. And now we'll get our first look at what Dalton's going to bring to the table on offense. And I'm sure there'll be some defensive adjustments made to handle that empty set.
Well, something else that having stayed in empty for the majority of the drive does for them is now we saw a little bit of it where they'll motion to a back in the backfield. They'll reset to the under center ace. And when you establish that empty as your primary formation, but then have the flexibility to motion in and out of it, it really gives the defense fits, because empty is a tough formation to plan for when you know it's coming. Then when you have to get set for empty and then adjust to something different, it just completely throws everything you want to do out the window.
My favorite part about empty is that you have to make a declaration. And I mean, you can do a lot of stuff to hide and change coverages, but I pretty much have a very good idea about what your defense is going to do and how you're going to unfold it.
So the kick is away for the Spartans. The danger set to return. Very well covered. And there he is. It's Jalen Thompson. We saw him with 2 big plays early on the offensive series, and now a huge play in kickoff coverage coming down and making the tackle on that one, limiting the damage. And they're going to start behind the 20-yard line.
I mean, that's just great coverage. Great kick, great coverage. And it'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Danger at their own 17-yard line.
Yep. So the Danger trying to match the opening drive of the Spartans. Spartans went 80 yards for the score. The Danger will have to go 83 for a score of their own.
I would say they're excited.
Yeah. Number 57, Joshua King, the hype man out there out of Minnesota West Community College. Heavy pressure brought, and they're going to get him in the backfield. Looks like that was number 10 on the tackle, Kenneth Speedy Key, and he was speedy in there.
I believe number 6, also Michael Slaughter with the assist.
It's a loss of 2, I believe.
Bring up 2nd down and 12 right here. Dalton was really tight in that gun set. Didn't have very deep backfield alignment.
Shotgun again for the Danger. Another heavy pressure. He gets away from it for a moment. He's going to stretch it and get a good gain back out to the original line of scrimmage right around the 21. Past that, about 4 yards beyond that original line of scrimmage. 6-yard gain is going to make it 3rd down and about 6.
Tackle was made by number 20 right there, Kenneth Robinson, out of the University of Alabama.
So 3rd down and 4. No, excuse me, 3rd down and 6.
A little confusion up front.
Dalton going with motion. And we're going to get an offensive penalty of some kind.
I'm trying to see if that is number 20 playing that corner spot up there.
And so it ends up being it's a 6-yard penalty. So it ends up making it 3rd down and 12 now. Nice catch made on the edge. He's going to be just short of the 1st down, though.
I'm trying to see. I don't think
there's a flag down.
I think that's 28 that made the tackle, so that would be his 2nd tackle.
Yeah, and right now the Spartans are living and dying by the blitz. They are bringing heavy pressure every single play, and so Dalton, we saw right there, their answer to it is go quick game.
Yep, and that was Jamarian Love on the tackle. Love out of Wilkinson County High School in Irwinton, Georgia. That's going to bring up about.
It'll be a 4th and 2, but we'll check the penalty.
Looks like they're going to call this on Clayton County. Or they're just telling them. We've got a defensive huddle right here, or an officials huddle right here. It's an interesting call right here if they, however this turns out. If it's 4th and short, if you're Dalton, do you punt this football right here? Well, it's going to be a first down.
So it's a 5-yard dead ball penalty?
No, I think this has been I don't know what they called.
Or a 15-yarder from the original line of scrimmage. Either way, it's first down, and the Danger have a fresh set. Here comes the pressure from the Spartans again. They take a shot down the sideline, but that one's going to be incomplete. Well defended there again by Jamarian Love.
He got 2 tackles and a pass broken up already. They're definitely attacking his side of the field. And the Clayton County Spartans are getting an absolute, they're jumping off the football.
Pass intended for number 13, Ottman, for the Dalton Danger.
And I think that original, the tackle that we had for a loss, I think that was for number 30.
Darius Williams, Sr., out of the University of Massachusetts. Go with the run again, right into the teeth of the defense. It's going to be a gain of 1 on 2nd and 10, and so it'll make it 3rd and 11 now, or excuse me, 3rd and 9.
That tackle was made by number 99 with an assist by number 30. Number 99 is
Carius Edwards out of Maynard Jackson High School, and 30, Darius Williams Sr. again.
So 3rd and 9 right here. We're about halfway through, a little bit over halfway through the first quarter.
And last time on a 3rd and long, they went with that kind of quick slant that they were able to get.
Well,
pretty good.
It's not going to be 3rd and 9. It's going to be 2nd down and about 5 because they called offsides. So I'm not adjusting those stats. I'm just letting you know. You see Clayton County is backed up a little bit from the ball.
They'll only bring 4 here. Coming around the edge, very nearly got to him. And they eventually are going to bring him down. And it is going to be number 57, Joshua King, who ends up being the one who does take him down in the end. He had the initial pressure on him coming around on the edge off of the twist stunt, and he ended up taking down quarterback number 2, Wofford. And so Wofford is going to get taken down after
a loss of about 3 right there.
Yeah,
so it'll bring up 3rd and 8 right here.
Doing a bit of Houdini running.
Joshua King picks up the first sack, as you said, out of Minnesota West Community College.
Pistol back now motions to the left of the quarterback. Like a little bit of miscommunication there on the throw.
And that's going to bring up 4th down and about, 7. Here comes the punt unit right here for the Dalton Danger. And that throw was well behind the slant right there.
Looked like he was expecting him to come back on a bit of a curl maybe.
I can tell you this, watching the Clayton County Spartans as much as we have this year, they do an outstanding job of scheming up the first drive, and they have been dominant on defense in the first quarter of games. And, you know, it takes a while for people to figure it out. I don't think Dalton's going to have enough people on the field, and it looks like they're going to call us. Looks like we're going to get a timeout.
On to punt will be number 43, Villa, for the Dalton Danger. But our first timeout does give us a chance to acknowledge some of our on-site crew: Joey Russo, Robert Reed, DeAndre Wise, Tyree Coleman, and Bobby Bryan, all on site at Kiwanis Stadium for the game tonight between the Clayton County Spartans and the Dalton Danger out of the IAFLX. Coach, what's IAFLX stand for?
IAFLX.
There you go.
You got me, man. You asked me a question. I was getting ready to tell you that it was 80 degrees in Forest Park, Georgia, with a 10 to 15 mile an hour wind out of the northwest, and you threw that at me and my brain locked up. I mean, you can't do that to me. I'm already, you know, I'm just a coach. And I teach history because it's just remembering dates. That's what everybody tells me.
Punt is away from the Danger. This one is going to take a favorable bounce for the Spartans. One of the rare times your 17.4 is not correct. And you see Strickland there, number 7, that was down covering the kick, but as it took a nasty hot bounce back and gives the Spartans a little bit better field position.
And I'll say this, with the rain that came through today, it'll be interesting to see how long this field holds up. Because it was pretty nasty this morning, and it's going to be pretty nasty again later on tonight. Shouldn't affect this game at all, but, you know, so far it doesn't look like there's, you know, too much happening there at Kiwanis Field. And it'll be first down and 10 for the Spartans. After on their first drive, they went 80 yards, 7 plays. How many yards do you think through the air?
All of them.
77.
Yeah.
They ran it 3 times for 3 yards.
One was for a negative run, one was for no gain, and one was for about 6 or 7.
Yeah, you got it.
Of course, the big play made by Orenzo Smith on the quick RPO, split the safeties and almost went the distance, ended up finding him in the end zone for the eventual score. Quarterback Woodard with the back to his left, tossed that way.
Uh-oh. Gain of about 1 right there, gonna bring up second down and 9.
And that one is Kenneth Speedy Key right there, number 10.
And you could see they sealed the edge pretty well right there, but the slot receiver didn't get a block on the, you know, the nickel corner right there.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, he flew up and just a great cutback to gain a yard right there.
Yeah. And a great tackle on the back end, too, to save it from being more than that, because it could have very easily broken. And with a name like Speedy, you don't want to let him get out in the open field.
Definitely correct.
Trips to the left. Now back motion's out, and they go to empty.
The UFO flies across the screen.
Heavy pressure comes.
Oh, that's a
and
great,
Woodard is going to go down.
That is a great, great blitz. Sack made right there. Looked like my number 34, but I don't have a 34. So maybe it was 24, Davis.
It's possible. One way or another, it's going to be a loss of a considerable amount, and it's going to back them up. It'll be third down and
probably about 14 right here.
Yeah.
Third and 13 is what it is.
Spartans back and empty. Woodard looking down the middle of the field. And this one's going to be going the other way. Intercepted in the deep secondary.
Love to be able to tell you who it is, but I can't see the number. Trying to get it down the seam right there on 3rd and long. But the first turnover of the game puts Dalton in a great field position right here with 2:52 to go in the first quarter.
Yep. And we will see if the Spartans continue to put the pressure on with heavy pressure.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Ball will be at the 42-yard line of the danger.
So a really nice punt there on 3rd and 13.
Really like what Clayton County did in that opening possession on defense, trying to force the action quick. Uh-oh.
Now there's the danger of that kind of pressure right there. As they're going to say, he went out of bounds right down the sideline, out of bounds at about the 34-yard line.
And a huge run right there.
But, I mean, that's what it'll do. If you can't get that tackle made at or behind the line of scrimmage and it breaks, there's no one left behind at the second level. So all the corners are, it looks like they're playing pretty much man across the board. And, you know, it leaves a lot of gaps in that second level. And so if the runner's able to break free, which he was just then, watch out.
24-yard carry right there. 1st and 10 now.
What a stiff arm. And another huge run for the danger. Number 14, Ely on the carry.
Looked like that tackle was made. Looked like number 0 right there. The safety, Jarius Williams, on the tackle.
Yeah. Interestingly, number 14 on the jersey says Jay Johnson. Our roster says Ely. And another great run from Ely Johnson, who at number 14 for the danger. Just, they had him in the backfield stopped, and he did everything he could to not just get back to the original line, but get a gain of maybe about 1 there.
King on the tackle again right there. Helped out right there by number 15, Quadarian Hardy, on the assist.
And this one's going to be moved inside the score 58 red zone as the danger move inside for the first time today. Ball is at the 19. It's going to be 2nd down and about 6. And offsides is going to push it even closer. It's going to be 2nd down and 1 now.
And everything Clayton County did right on the opening drive,
it's gone wrong now.
Now let's see, the receiver ran down the field. They may have a conflicting viewpoint on this penalty call between officials. Like how Dalton just doesn't care. They get right back in the huddle. So they are going to call false start right there.
So it'll back it up. It'll make it 2nd down and 11. Pushes them out of the score 58 red zone. Ball was at the 24.
I think we're getting an explanation on what the penalty was right here.
You can see the shot there from our IFO.
That was nice to see. Some sportsmanship. That coach handled his discussion with an official much better than I do.
Wofford looking left's got a man, but very well defended.
Number 0, Jarius Williams with the pass broken up in the end zone. And they'll bring up 3rd down and 11.
He had him for a step, but just a little bit too much touch on that one. I think if he gets it out to him right away, he's got a shot.
That's got to be a hole throw. You have the safety over the top right there. You've got to throw that over the linebacker's head, and it's got to be there between 8 and 10 yards, and it's got to be a bullet. Putting the air up underneath it right there gave Williams a chance to, adjust, get over the top, and make a nice play on the ball. Lucky that he didn't throw an interception right there.
Yeah. So 3rd down now, and it's actually like 3rd down and about 14. Pressure shown, but nothing coming. Wofford tries to escape. He does. But they're going to eventually get him and take him down. They were trying to go, looked like they were trying to go for a pump and go at the top.
And I think he had him, but that would be King right there with the first hit. And he was helped out right there by Thalen Dorson, 00, and number 23, Monk Shears. So they all get a 1/3 of a sack.
I don't think that they track 3rd of sack.
Guess what?
1/3.
Today we do. I guess you could all give him a half a sack.
When I used to keep stats for my team, I would do that where I would give first contact a full sack and then a half sack to the other 2.
That is what we shall do today.
And I would do that because I hated getting to the end of a game with, for the team, a half sack.
Yes.
For the team.
My favorite one was one year we had a guy that had 43 tackles for a loss. 43.
That's a lot.
And someone told me that our stats were wrong. And I invited him to come and sit down and watch it with me. And after he watched about 6 games, and he was like, no, I think you're right. I was like, I'm trying to tell you, dude, nobody can block 40.
Huddle really made, when I came back to coaching, made keeping stats just a breeze as far as, because I kept defensive stats, and making it so that if a player felt like I had missed a tackle or missed something, because it was tracked play by play, I kept it tracked play by play on Huddle. I could always say, just, okay, go to Huddle, give me the numbers of every single tackle that you made, and give me those play numbers, and I'll go and check it. And I had players every week tell me that they thought that I missed a tackle, and I had no player ever go and find play numbers and send them to me.
Timeout right here for the Clayton County Spartans, so that'll be their first timeout.
And it'll follow what I believe was a danger timeout prior to that.
And that was their second timeout.
It was.
So if you're the danger right here, you've got a long yardage situation. You haven't really been able to protect long enough to throw anything other than a fade. So, in my opinion right here, this would be something where you send 3 guys to one side of the field, go to a trips look, and single up somebody on the backside and run 3 verticals, 2 from the outside receiver, a vertical from the slot, and send the number 3 receiver from the trips right down the middle of the field to split those safeties, and then read the play side. Whichever side, wherever the safety goes, you throw it the other way. So if you get that safety jumping that slot seam, then you go right down the middle of the field.
Well, it's just curious that they had so much success early on the drive on the first few plays running the football, but then they got away from it. Still early in this one, though. Well, we got the trips. Held on to it too long, though, and there is Speedy.
Wow.
Who got in. And that is the third sack of the day for the Spartans. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. So strong, bend but don't break defense played there from the Spartans. And the turnover doesn't end up hurting them.
Not yet. It didn't hurt him. You know, now you got to make the adjustment off of their adjustment.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 right here for the Spartans. I'm going to give them the trips look to start off with.
Pistol back for the first time in the game. Now they're going to motion him to the left of the quarterback. Going to swing it to him. Shrugs off a tackle and a second. He's going to get back close to the original line of scrimmage.
I think it's going to be a loss of 2 right here. I think it'll bring up 2nd down and 12.
And
we got a flag on the play right here.
Might be in the area of blocking the back. Receiver kind of coming back, trying to help out. Looked like he might have gotten somebody in the back there, but
either a block in the back or a blindside block.
Yeah. But what a play by Thompson there.
They call it face mask.
Oh, wow.
Dalton Danger going to get a face mask. That's going to be 15 yards and a 1st down for the Clayton County Spartans.
Which is just a bad to worse situation for Dalton, because they had him dead to rights in the backfield, shrugged off a tackle, shrugged off a second, and was able to get back to the original line, maybe a loss of a yard or 2, but get something out of that more than a loss of 6. And then you turn around and the face mask gives them the 1st and 15 yards.
Now you're almost to a tight end H-back or a 2 tight end look right here.
I think it's double tight. This one doesn't have his hand in the dirt, but they loaded the box up and brought everyone.
Goodness gracious. Wow. That might not be the kind of game you want to play against the Dalton Danger.
Yeah, they ran into what was about a 14-person box.
Yeah, you know my feelings on that. Spread to thin the box to run the football. If you're going to bring everybody in there, bring them in to throw the ball. You got what you wanted right there. Everybody came in and said, we're going to play football in the box. I'm thinking they're going to run the clock down and go to the 2nd quarter right here.
That's exactly what they do. So at the end of 1 here at Kiwanis Stadium, the Clayton County Spartans are leading the Dalton Danger 7-0. They are in control right about midfield. It'll be 2nd down when we come back, start the 2nd quarter.
Once again, we'd like to thank our on-site filmers, Joey Russo, Robert Reed, DeAndre Wise, Tariq Coleman, and Bobby Bryant.
And of course, everybody in the studio as well. Got Fire Marshal Bo McMichael, Maya Barrett, Cedric Pugh, and Teddy Robertson as well. For Craig Chapman, I'm Alex Schaefer. But
Hey.
we don't really matter. We're just the voices,
And if you want to follow us on social media, this is Score 58 Network. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Vimeo.
Where can people find you at Twitter, Coach?
At Coach Chapman, or at Coach_Chapman09.
You cannot find me on Twitter.
You can find me on Twitter and yell at me. That's fine. I don't care. It won't be the first time nor the last time someone has yelled at me.
Do you check Twitter once every couple weeks?
No. I have Twitter. It is is where I used to do a lot of recruiting stuff when I was a head coach.
Yep, it's a great recruiting tool. back to double tight.
So we didn't flip, so we're just going to keep playing this way.
And they're going to get a false start there.
So after getting stuffed on first down, you get the penalty to second down and backs it up. Second down and 17 right here for the Spartans. And after that impressive first drive, it looks like the Danger have kind of figured out what Clayton County's trying to do and have made some adequate adjustments. And now let's see if they brought everybody in to open up the throwing lanes, because you can see right there, there are a ton of people in the box.
It's an 8-man box.
Slant lane up top is where it should be, and that's where they went.
And they had it too. It was just short.
I mean, that right there.
Skipped that one to trying to get it back to Lorenzo Smith, who had the huge play earlier.
And that right there is the play. If you really want to, you know, maximize this formation, the RPO out of this formation is something that will, you know, it's going to light it up because they're expecting run.
Yep.
Any kind of inside play fake, you're going to get those linebackers out of the way. It's going to open up a huge throwing lane. You put corners on the proverbial island for real. And the way they played the overhang to the offensive left-hand side right there, you know, you can kind of pick and choose how you want to attack it by just counting the numbers.
So I guess we had a penalty on that one because they're back 5 yards.
That was the play before that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. False start. And they're eventually going to take him down, and that was a hard hit out of bounds.
And that was the tackle made by number 17, and once again, no number 17.
Just strung that one out all the way, and Woodard doing everything he could to try and keep that one alive, looking down the field, but not quite sure why he didn't throw that one away at the end.
Trying to get somebody open. The one fatal flaw that most quarterbacks have is that the play is never dead.
But that one certainly was, and it's going to bring out the punt unit, which we will see for the Spartans for the first time today. And they have 10. No, I take that back. They got them. Yeah, no, they have 10. No, they haven't.
This is one of the most unusual punt formations I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's... What a punt.
Wow.
A really nice return on the punt, but geez, what a punt. Punting that inside the 5-yard line.
He did. Tackle made again by number 16, Jalen Thompson right there. 2 special teams plays for Clayton County, 2 tackles by Jalen Thompson.
Yeah.
That's a bomb.
Coach, he punted that thing 70 yards in the air.
Yeah, that was a bomb. An absolute bomb. So they'll say, hey, you take that comment you made about our punt team and just put it in your back pocket, sit on it. So now we'll see if Dalton goes back to the run game right here. Doubles look for the Danger.
They do go with the run. Spartans not bringing pressure on that one. But the carry by number 4, Connor.
Tackle made by King, again assisted on the play by Dorson.
It's a nice little run there. Gain of about 7. And
if you're going to play a 5-man box against doubles, then that's what you should do. And they got it again.
Wofford can't escape again, and they're going to take him down for the 4th time today. Number 00, Tylen Dorson.
I think 44 right there. Charlie Jolly Jr. got there first, and then Dorson kind of finished it up.
Yep. Charlie Jolly Jr. It's a good football name right there. Out of Georgia State University, which he can be forgiven for.
So after a nice gain on first down, the loss right there is going to bring up 3rd down and about 11 right here. Loss of 8 on the play.
The Meg 2, the trench, coming out August 4th. You can see down there on the ticker. There's another Meg.
Well, that's a big old shark, man.
Yeah. And speaking of big old sharks, you got a shark on the outside prowling the island. And it is number 4, Lorenzo Smith. So he has now got the big catch,
And an
a
interception.
touchdown reception, and now an interception on the day. You want to say front runner for player of the game, Coach?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Dalton, after having, you know, getting the interception and having a nice punt return off that bomb of a punt, you know, gets a great gain on first down, sacked on second down, interception on third down, and Clayton County sitting in great field position at the danger 35-yard line.
And we now have a new quarterback in, which is not a surprise after the hit that Woodard took on that 3rd down play. It's Jalen Thompson. Hands it off, and that one's going nowhere.
And that's number 17 again, Coach. Just shot through there, tackle for a 1-yard loss. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11.
Jawan Drury, the running back on that one, out of Georgia State University, which he's forgiven for. Always hate seeing somebody have to leave due to injury, hoping for the best for Woodard. Came down kind of awkwardly on his ankle, shin, knee, kind of that whole area down in the lower leg. Oh, gotta have that one. Marquise Wheeler out of Savannah State. Can't quite make the catch on what was a really nice throw on the run from lefty quarterback Jalen Thompson.
Pass falls incomplete, however, it'll bring up 3rd down and 11. As you can hear, the danger sideline was really adamant there was a hold on that play.
Yeah, that was not going to be good for a first down, but it was going to make it a 3rd and much more manageable, and now they're up against it 3rd and long now.
With as much, you know, with as many people as Dalton is committing to the line of scrimmage right here, I mean, the pressure.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness.
That is a forever loss. That's a 29-yard loss.
That's brutal.
And they'll bring up 4th down and 35.
Would you say that pushes them out of field goal range?
I don't know. The punter kicked it so far last time. He might kick it through the uprights.
And the Spartans missing one.
Here it comes.
There it is. Now they have 12.
What a punt.
Oh, my goodness.
Goes out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
Oh, that's right. That's the 5. I keep every time. This field gets me every time, Coach, because I can't see the goal line.
Painted in that beautiful gold color.
He's got 2 punts inside the 5. One of them officially wasn't in the 5 because it's the return, but
they're going to mark that down at the 4. Okay, then. Wow. So if the Danger want to tie this up, they're going to have to go 96. Which, you know, for me as an offensive guy, to me, that's not a deterrent. That's just a stat builder.
Yeah.
You want to punt it down inside my 5? Okay, here you go. Catch this.
That's one of those ones I love seeing on Madden because
I get extra
absolutely. Stats on there.
I'm just waiting I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting for the Danger to, you know, run a little inside zone fake and then throw a release route to one of the slots because you're getting such immediate penetration.
Looks like they're going to say officially at the 5-yard line is this one. So it'll be 95 to go. 1st and 10.
You're going to get a timeout right here for the Danger, and I think that's their last timeout.
Should be.
So with 7:40 to go here in the second quarter, Dalton is out of timeouts. And you're not really sitting in a perfect spot being at your own, you know, just inside the 5-yard line.
What would they be if they're gold in the second half, Coach? What are they in the first half? So I hear you say that all the time. You can use them in the first half. They're gold in the second.
You know, in the second half, to me, you know, that's when you, especially in a game that's 7-0, in the first half, you don't want to lose a football game. So if there's something where you think there's a possibility of, like, not having enough people on the punt team, I'm not calling a timeout. We'll take the 5-yard penalty and we'll punt. You know, I can't play an offensive play inside my 5-yard line without enough people on the field.
Right.
Now, I don't have Tony Dorsett to hand the trap to and run for a touchdown, you know, against the Minnesota Vikings. That's not it.
Danger now are going to go with a double tight set. They're going to hand it off, and they're going to go backward. It's going to be a loss of 2.
Yeah, that tackle for loss made by number 15 right there. And that's Quindarian Hardy, the linebacker.
Georgia Knights prep. And so the Danger in danger of giving up some points offensively as they have it in the shadow of their own goal post. 2nd down and 12 from the 3.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be. Said the most obvious statement ever made in the history of sports announcing. And there's number 57 again, Joshua King.
Nice cutback. Still on his feet. But a nice rally there to end up taking him down before too much damage was done. Gain of about 4, and it's going to make it a 3rd down and 8.
Tackle made right there by number 6, Michael Slaughter.
Another run by Ely, number 14. They were going to have a decent gain on that one, and then he cut that back against the grain and almost bounced it all the way outside and nearly had a huge play for the Danger, but great rallying defense from the Spartans prevented that from happening. As it stands, it's going to be 3rd down and about 6, actually, as it's spotted at the 9-yard line. We're going to stay double tight. Quick shot.
That's tackle made again by number 10 right there, Speedy Key.
And it's going to be a gain of about 3, but it's not going to be enough for the first. It'll bring up a 4th down and 3. Maybe a 4th down and 2.
I don't see the punt team running on the field right here. All right, now we do. There comes Villa to punt.
not very deep.
And they are jammed in tight, so this has a chance for a great return right here. Wow. What a catch by Villa right there. Punt rolls dead at the 38-yard line of the danger. Clayton County Spartans will take over right there. 1st and 10 with 4, it looks like what we saw on the clock was 4:26 to go.
Right about that. And it's going to be the loss of 29 on that sack. Again, just like the interception earlier in the day, doesn't end up coming back to hurt them because of a great punt and then great defense played on the other end to force the 3 and out. And they're basically right back where they started that last drive.
Yep. About,
give or take a few
good
yards.
Lord, why they mark the ball at the 40-yard line? Nothing happened and you lost 2 yards in translation. As Coach Collins would say, here's the line, spot it. So after spending the majority of the first quarter in empty, they've gone to more of an 11 personnel look.
Oh, that's empty.
No, that's 12 personnel. Good grief.
So
A loss of 14 on that.
it was like an empty double tight that they motioned to do the jet sweep, fumbled it, scooped it back up. That was Speedy Key, and
They lost 14.
yeah, and they just haven't. The jet hasn't been there for them all day. They had the one good play off the jet where they stayed with it, were able to just eventually get the edge, but beyond that,
Yep,
the danger have shut it down all day long.
they have.
Now back to a bit of a pistol. That's a forward motion.
It is.
And after the quarterback run, the Spartans looking for a flag, but doesn't look like they're going to get one. And Coach, right now the biggest play of this game has been Woodard going out.
Yep.
That 3rd down sack where he went out of bounds and got shaken up. And
Did they throw a penalty flag on this? They called a personal foul. Wow.
that is brutal.
Wow. He's talking to both coaches for some reason. I really don't understand this.
I'm also at a loss. Well, while we have a break, want to again remind you that this is the Score 58 Network. We cover a wide range of games from youth to semi-pro. on screen could be your team. Check out the website for more information at score-sports.com. Do you need game day footage, instant replay, or highlights? Check out score-sports.com for more information. Do you want to elevate your team, provide highlights for players? Film review is important. We provide game day footage, instant replay, and highlights. So again, check out score-sports.com for more information. So after an extended conversation, looks like they are going to have called a 5-yard penalty. The ball is spotted at the 45, which will make it a 3rd and 15.
Yep. I don't know what that penalty was. And you got to think right now that the Dalton Danger coaching staff is about to explode.
Empty set. Catch made. Great throw from Thompson. An even better catch on the other end by Smith.
That's a first down.
It is.
Gain of 12 and a first down, or no, not that. Gain of 17 and a first down.
He went up the ladder and got that one. So the Fort Valley man makes another big play for the Spartans. Just under 2 minutes to go now in this one.
Got a timeout. It's going to be the 2-minute warning right here.
It will be.
And the Spartans are in a great place right here to try to take a 2-score lead into halftime. And you really would like to do that since the Danger get the ball to start the second half.
They do. And if you're the Danger, you want to try and prevent them at all costs from getting into the end zone, because you do not want to have to give up points and then not be able to get an opportunity to answer.
Well, and my defensive idea right here, and I profess to not know as much defense as everybody else in the world, but you have a backup quarterback, and they're sitting in this thing where they have a tight end on the field. So I'm putting my safety over the tight end. I'm putting a corner on both split guys. And then I'm covering up, you know, whatever it is with the other strong safety is going to take the slot. And I'm bringing everybody else. It's going to be, you know, I'm going to bring 7. I'm going to play cover 0 in behind it. And I'm going to make the backup quarterback beat me. And if you run the ball, you're running into a 7-man pressure. And if you throw it, you're trying to protect with 6. So I've got you outnumbered.
We're going to go with motion. We're going to hand it off, going that way. Nice jump cut from Speedy. Tries to get the edge.
And that's one of those things right there where they kind of sat back and we're going to just play the base, you know, defense right there. Trying not to get hit over the top, and they allowed Key to get up into the hole and then make an outstanding jump cut to the sideline and pick up 6, bring up 2nd down and 4.
And going out of bounds also stops the clock. The Spartans with 2 timeouts remaining. The Danger with none. This one flipped out to Key. It's gonna.
Yeah, he's going to gain about 6.
He's going to get a first down. Clock is running, just about 1:30 remaining in the quarter.
I think Clayton County's got 1 timeout left.
Thompson takes off.
Get out of bounds.
Pumps. Going to gain about 2 before he's taken down inside the 15 at the 14 in the score 58 red zone. Under a minute, you can see the clock going.
I'm guessing we have a timeout right here by the Spartans.
That's got to be what it is, but they let that clock run a while before they called that timeout.
Sure did.
And so by my count, they have one remaining, but Coach thinks that's their last.
Well, I may have gotten a timeout screwed up.
Or I may have missed one. Which is completely possible on both sides, as you got about 60 years of football experience between the two of us and about half a brain.
There you go.
So after the timeout, it'll be 2nd down and 8 at the 14. Thompson steps back, gonna fire left.
Oh.
That was very close to going the other way.
Coach, if the linebacker does not get the deflection, that's a pick, and it's a chance to get back to this sideline and make this real interesting.
Mm-hmm. So 3rd down now and 8. Fires trying to get the slant.
And he had him.
And he's down. So a Spartan down in the end zone. A hard landing for number 13. Deontay Robinson out of Tri-Cities High School. So after the incompletion, it's going to be 4th down. There's 41 seconds on the clock, as you can see. And they're going to line up for a field goal. Juan Cervantes on out of Morrow High School. They have 10 on the field. This one's blocked. Cervantes grabs it. Oh, and he's going to go down before he can get the first. So the Danger survive.
They do.
Coach, with no timeouts, you are at the 9-yard line. Are you taking some shots or are you going into halftime?
We are going into halftime right here, and we're going to make an adjustment.
Ball is actually going to be spotted at the 10. The Danger have 8 players on the field. Sorry, 9. There's 10. There's 11 over there. And they're going to take a knee. And so they are indeed going to just go ahead and take this one into the half. And so at the end of the first half from Kiwanis Stadium, Our score, Clayton County 7, Dalton nothing. You're watching us here on the Score 58 Network. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back and talk to you guys about some stuff at halftime. For Craig Chapman, I'm Alex Schaefer. We'll be right back.